Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today, this entire video, not entire video, but most of the video is going to be filmed with the new iPhone 12 Pro Max. We're going to be checking out the camera capabilities, both video and photo, and I'm going to show you guys how to use the camera app. Let's go. Okay guys, so this is what the front-facing camera looks like. Honestly, I have to say that iPhone did really well at how they put their color science into it. It looks actually really good, and the image stabilization is great. So yeah, honestly, I'm impressed. Can't say it's a huge leap from the 11 Pro Max, but it's there's definitely an upgrade in it. So we're gonna keep walking and we're gonna test out more stuff. Actually really still. Alright guys, so right now we are testing the new image stabilization that was added. It's no longer an optical. So it's like the newer cameras, they have a built-in sensor that moves with the phone. So yeah, but overall it's looking really good. Let's walk this way. So right now we're gonna walk kind of like into like a small tunnel, kind of, I guess. We're under a bridge, and I just want to see how it does to keep its focus and how the exposure goes. So as you can see, it made the image a little bit too bright right there, obviously because we're under a bridge. But as soon as you step back outside, it kind of fixes itself. I mean, it does a pretty decent job. It's not like a regular camera would. Obviously, if you do it manually, it's a lot different. All right guys, so we just took a hyperlapse. We also took some other pictures just to test out the camera quality. And honestly, I have to say, with the smart HDR and the LiDAR, it really makes a big difference. Once you're able to nail your exposure of your image, you can actually take some really stunning pictures. Alright guys, so this is we're gonna walk in circles and see the image stabilization. It's actually not that bad. I've noticed that if you are shooting on 24 frames per second, it looks a little bit jittery, but if you bump it up to 30 frames per second, it's a lot more smoother, obviously because there's more frames. But yeah, so we're gonna start heading back home because it's starting to drizzle right now. And so yeah, we'll see you guys later. Peace. Alright guys, so now we're back home. So after reviewing the footage a little bit and kind of just taking a look, so let's talk about video. So video for the iPhone camera, it seems that it tends to smooth out your skin a little bit. If you look closely, it kind of looks like if someone put maybe like a little bit of fake makeup on you. So I'm pretty sure it's due to the smart HDR, but it's kind of an annoying feature to have. You can fix it in post, but it's gonna take a lot of tweaking back and forth in order for you to do that. So that's just something to keep in mind. But if you're starting, I believe that the iPhone video capabilities from a beginner's perspective will take you guys really far. If you look closely, it kind of looks like if someone put maybe like a little bit of fake makeup on you. So I'm pretty sure it's due to the smart HDR, but it's kind of an annoying feature to have. You can fix it in post, but it's gonna take a lot of tweaking back and forth in order for you to do that. So that's just something to keep in mind. But if you're starting, I believe that the iPhone video capabilities from a beginner's perspective will take you guys really far. Alright guys, so now let's talk about image stabilization. The image stabilization on the iPhone 12 Pro Max is honestly the best image stabilization that I've seen so far. It really takes care of those handshake jitters that we tend to do when we're not using a gimbal. Something I've noticed though, if you are shooting 4K at 24 frames per second, it seems to like jitter around a lot to try to find its focus. So I would recommend for you to shoot 30 frames per second, just so you guys can avoid that. But that's just something to keep in mind. 24 frames a second, it looks kind of choppy when you're editing in post. And also audio, I use no external microphone with this footage. So it was just straight from the iPhone. I mean, I think Apple did a huge leap, I think, in the iPhone XS when it came to audio. It honestly sounds really great. Yeah, of course, you're gonna have to tweak it in post, but just remember that for what you're getting with the camera capabilities and with the audio, it's really tough to beat. If you're like starting YouTube, that'd be the great way to go. Something that most people don't tell you is that no camera or fancy lens is gonna help you tell a story. Learn how to tell a story and get the gear that you need later. Something to keep in mind. So when we walked under the bridge, you noticed that the iPhone, it looked like it just bumped its ISO all the way up. And if you look closely, you'll be able to see little hints of grain or noise inside the image. And that's just the iPhone trying to like correct itself for you to stay, for you to still be the main focus. Professionally, I probably wouldn't use that simply because if you guys look carefully, you guys can see the grain and noise that it brings into your image. Something that professional cameras do a lot better at. Of course, remember, we can't compare a full frame sensor to an iPhone small little sensor. It has been, upgrading slowly, but it's never gonna be at a mirrorless full frame camera or an APS-C camera. Alright, so now let's talk about the photo capabilities of the iPhone. So with this new sensor, you're supposed to get a little bit much better of a dynamic range. Also, if you look, the sharpness is a little bit increased. And if you zoom into an image, you see that they kind of keep the details inside the picture really good. And that's again because of the smart HDR feature. I did test out the 2.5 time zoom, which is better than the 2.0, but I feel like honestly it needs like a 3.0 to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong, the photos look great. If you take them into Lightroom and you fix them the way you want them, it can go by as a professional photographer took it. Probably if you were to print it, it probably wouldn't, but for social media, for Instagram, it'll pass by. People probably wouldn't even notice. Soon we're gonna be able to shoot raw photos, so I'm really excited to see how that's gonna do. But that'll be in a different video. This was just kind of like to show you guys what to expect with it, how it performed, would I recommend it? I would. Is it a huge upgrade from the 11 Pro Max? I mean, maybe significantly. Nah, I mean, if I was to say maybe like a 35%, it got 35% better. But other than that, not really. If you want the better image stabilization, the bigger sensor, the smart HDR, and the 2.5 crop, then yes, definitely upgrade. But if that's not something you do, if that's not something you're into, then you're honestly better off just keeping your 11 Pro Max and waiting for the next generation iPhone. I just feel like it doesn't have enough value from a photographer and videographer's perspective, comparing one generation to the last one. Pretty much that wraps up the video for today, guys. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, I make these videos for you. We were out there in the cold, so hit that thumbs up for me. And yeah, that's all for me today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.